How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Carl. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've followed my channel, welcome back. So today, we're going to do a little more of a dive into PickSnub. This has been a huge request from the Coffee with Carl Facebook page, and I definitely want to kind of touch on this. So what we're going to talk about specifically is SPA, Sports Photo Automation, SPA. Whatever you call it, you gotta get it. It's amazing. It's gonna change your life. And this is gonna be a 3-video series. So this specific video, we're gonna talk about how to set up your template to set you up for success, how to set all of your layers and what to name them, so that way all of your SPA templates run functionally. The second video, which I'm gonna tag to this one, is going to be specifically on the spreadsheet. So the nitpicky pieces of the spreadsheet and how to set that up from your export so that way you're getting the functionality you need. And then the third video is I'm going to put it all together so you can see the magic happen. And yeah, hopefully this helps because SPA will change your life. It is an amazing program. We're going to kind of scratch the surface here, but there is so much you can do with this, and we'll do some more in-depth videos later on. But we'll see y'all soon. Alright guys, so what we're going to talk about today is how to set up our template to work for SPA. So we're going to change our name layers, and I'm going to show you how to set this up so the player will swap out as well as the name. Alright, now basically once you learn this, it's easy to just repeat that process. So for the name, you can change out the year, you can change out the team, you can change out all of this. But again, just to keep things simple and moving, I'm just going to show the name and the player. So if you don't currently have SPA or Sports Photo Automation in your side tablet, you may need to come over here to plugins and add it, but I've already got mine here. So what I'm going to show you is, so we need to go to Setup PSD Template. All right, and then you'll notice here you got player slots, so you can actually add up to 3 images in SPA. And then the alignment modes, there's a bunch here as you can see. Now each alignment mode has its purpose. We typically go with alignment mode 3, and I'll explain why here in just a bit. But if you have questions on the other alignment modes, I don't want to take up a lot of time going through each one, but if you go to picksnub.com, Damon does an amazing job, obviously, he built it, on explaining what each alignment mode does. So we're going to use 3, and I'm just going to go ahead and hide this layer, and then I'm going to add this player layer group. So what this is going to do is put all of this in a folder for me, and I get this little green guy. Problem I have with the green guy is I can't really judge what my image is going to look like with this silhouette green guy here. So I'm going to go ahead and add this custom player. Obviously it's going to be a cutout, and then I just pick one of my players that I plan on using for the template. Alright, so now obviously he's very large here. Okay, so what player layer 3 does is it adds these 2 red lines here at the top and bottom, and then the one here in the middle. So this is actually showing the top of the image and the bottom of the image, and then it's centering it by the center of his face. Okay, so it's not using the sides. There are player alignment layers that will actually make sure that doesn't get cut off by shrinking it in. Okay, so that's why I say there are purposes for every alignment mode, so make sure you kind of study up on those. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to bring this down to where I want it to be. All right. And I'm not sure what this layer is. There we go. We'll just turn that off for now. All right, so I've got my player layer where I want it. Where did we go? There he is. All right, so here's our group layer. There we go. Now he's where he's supposed to be. Okay, so we've got our group layer here. So now I want to resize him just so that way he's the height and everything I want him to be. All right, so what I can do is, again, it's looking for the bottom of the image, so I like to cheat it just as a cautionary. So I drop it a little bit below, and then I'm just going to pull this up. I don't want to cover up too much of the text. However, I actually like covering up some of the text because it just shows dimension. So what this is going to do is it's going to place every single player's, the top of the image at this red line. All right, it's going to place the bottom of the image down here, and then it's going to line their face up right here. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. Not sure why that was blurry, but obviously when I hit enter, it snapped it back into place. So that's what that looks like. All right, now obviously, I wouldn't, for the Grizzlies, I'm not going to keep Bulldogs. Basketball's fine. Obviously, I'd change the year, change all of that stuff, but that's not the purpose of this video. So I really want to show you guys the name change here. All right, so name is actually one of the, let's see, where is Pixnub? So for text replacement, okay, here are the layer names that we can use. So we can use name, first name, last name. So if you want to separate first name and last name, you can absolutely do that. You just have to put these layers in appropriately. They are all capital, so be aware of that. If you put them in lowercase, it's gonna freeze the program. It's not gonna work. So it has to be exact. And this is going to be important when we go into the second video with the spreadsheet, so keep that in mind. Apparently my wife is heading home. All right, so position, number, team name, all of that you can add. So you can get super intense with this if you want, or you can keep it as simple as you want. All right, so let's go back to Photoshop. Now that my face was all pure white, that's very overexposed. Okay, focus. So we've got name here, and we want this to be name. Now, one thing we're going to talk about in the spreadsheet is auto sizing. Okay, so whatever I have this width to is what it's going to auto size to. So make sure you have this exactly how you want it to be. All right, so then I'm going to come over here to convert SPA text to point. Just click that. It's going to recognize name because that's a SPA layer, and we want to hit OK. So then I'm going to go ahead and save this as a Photoshop file. And realistically, that's it. That's as simple as it is. Now, granted, if I want to change Bulldogs and I want that to be team, I can go ahead and write team name. Now, this team name would not work because it's lowercase. So I would want to change that as team name, all one word and all caps. So again, that's a specificity that it takes to make sure this program runs. So guys, that's the end of this video. Again, this is very simple, but it has to be done correctly in order for it to work. So I'm going to tag the next video at the end of this one so you guys can see the spreadsheet, and we'll move on from there. See you soon.